MeTV 24 Meridian proudly presents your favorite way to start the day. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty Ray and Candace. Oh, and welcome. It's Friday.
It is. Weekend starting, so yeah, I'm glad it's Friday. It's pretty today, too.
You were telling me the kids are going to do something at school today?
Yeah, they're doing a color run up at the school this morning. So I got Alden, well, he was just in a T-shirt this morning. So I guess I've never done a color run. I've really just seen pictures of after a color run when they've got colors all over them. You know,
that was my question. What is that?
It almost looks like chalk or something all over them. I don't know what it is. They run through all this colored stuff.
Oh, it's kind of like going to a Mississippi State ball game and yelling with no shirt on in 20-degree weather.
But anyway, they're doing that at the school this morning. So, well, it's an all day, I guess, event. Each grade has a different time spot, and his is this morning. So.
Yeah, right when it's 41 degrees outside.
I told him, I was like, some of them, they said you could wear shorts. I'm like, you're wearing pants.
Oh,
and like jogging pants and a T-shirt,
I don't know if you know it, but it's kind of miserable out there right now. It hadn't warmed up enough for me.
I know, and I forgot to turn our heat on last night.
Shame on you.
So we woke up this morning, and it was very cold. So. Anyway.
I like to keep extra blankets just to be in case of emergency. Even when it's hot, I like as a kid, and I guess I'm going to sound like Charlie Brown here, but I had this quilt that I always slept with, and you let the air conditioner get on it. It was cool when you get in the bed, and it'd make you go to sleep.
Yeah.
I have since lost my favorite quilt after getting married. My wife chunked it, and life has not been the same since.
They make blankets now and pillows that are cooling.
No.
Like the material or something is cool feeling. And like I have a blanket that we take camping. One side of it is a cooling side.
Yeah.
The other side is not. So
is this
it's
expensive?
really neat. No, it's not that bad. I mean, you can get them at Walmart. And the pillows, I have some to go camping too that one side's cooling and the other side's nice. Really
Well, I may have to investigate.
cool to the touch.
To the touch.
It
Listen at her.
Describe.
Oh, and now we've gotten into what's his name. I'm sure he's going to invent that too. Is the My Slippers now?
My pillow.
My
Slippers.
He's got My Slippers and he's got the My Cover Top, whatever he calls that. They inventing stuff up there in Minnesota left and right.
Oh, I know. Towels.
You can't help but rally the man on.
Yeah.
He doesn't give up. I'll give him that.
My bathrobe. Seriously, he's got bathrobes,
I didn't know he had
towels,
that.
slippers. Yeah.
What happened to the Snuggie? Have we just, as Americans, forgotten about it?
I think the Snuggie was a little good
Bad?
for a while and then moved on. Those things are complicated. They have snaps on them, I think.
Right.
We got one time, and I was like, where does this snaps now? I mean, it looked like somebody in a straitjacket when I got there.
But you never, in the middle of the night, see those commercials anymore.
I know.
Right now, it's all Chuck Norris and let's go work out. And it had to be filmed 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm not running Chuck down.
Brinkley. He had the Christy Brinkley.
Yeah.
Was on there with him a lot. But.
They go. Well, let's see here. Good morning to Les Alexander joining us. Mattresses, too, Les says.
Yeah, mattresses.
I'm learning.
I think the toppers for mattresses, maybe. I even saw a My Pillow for a pet bed.
Really?
Yeah. Now, I'm not going that far. I'm sorry.
John, I do remember that. Do y'all remember when they used to advertise the buckwheat pillow?
Yes.
Oh, it was the greatest thing.
Somebody had one that I know.
Order now for $19.95.
That doesn't even sound real comfortable. Buckwheat pillow.
It doesn't.
Yeah. Anyway.
But they sold a whole heap of them. Jenny McKay watching us from Philadelphia, and we are on the cable network in Philadelphia. Spread the word. Tell a friend about it.
Mm-hmm. Lisa Ward's watching this morning. Good morning. And Wayne and Dolores Roberts, good morning to y'all. Let's see, a Nature Humphreys, good morning. She's in the house community watching this morning.
Miss Short's up in Lost Gap. What's going on there? Also, let's see, we got Union, Mississippi joining in.
Kathy Sharp and Joy Henson Robinson. She's watching this morning.
That's a big name.
I know. John Talbert, good morning. Patsy Gilbert, good morning. And Denny Bryan, good morning from Marion.
Yeah, I had a note a while ago, and I thought we would share this. We had a birthday in the community, and we wanted to say a big happy birthday. I'll let you say happy birthday. Let's show our picture here.
Rylan Brock. She's a beautiful little girl.
7 years old.
7 years old, yes.
And let me see, make sure I get these names right. That comes from Nana and Day Day.
Yeah. Happy birthday. I hope she's probably at school, but if she's not.
Wasn't that from that movie Day Day from Every Other Friday or something like that?
Yeah, I think so.
With Ice Cube in it, Day Day?
I think so.
Okay,
I think so. But if she is at school, y'all can go back and watch this later because it's recorded.
That's a few things. And we want to, there's several things happening in our community, and a lot of these are really important because it goes to help other people. And we want to remind you about Miss Lauren Pogue. This is happening this weekend.
That's right. It's going to be Martin Day. They're having a benefit auction. It's going to be Bowland doing the auction. It's on March 26th at 6 p.m. And if anybody has, they took items yesterday, I think was the last day, but you could always, You
can always say, look, please, come on.
If you last minute, maybe they can take something. But
now, I got a note like at 5 this morning that said they really have a lot of great stuff that they're going to sell off.
That's
so
great.
It makes me feel good.
All those proceeds will go towards helping the Pogue family. And let's see.
Also, they got the drawing there coming up April 2nd.
Right,
also
yes.
for the
but
gift certificate.
Yeah, and they're going to have so much stuff to do. They're going to have chicken plates for sale with baked beans and a jumpy house for the kids. I think vendors are going to be set up.
Yeah,
maybe.
I got something on that. If you listen, here we go.
Yeah.
We can show this.
That's right. It starts at 8 a.m. in the morning and it goes to 2 p.m. And then, like I said, the auction, I think it's at 6 p.m. So, but anyway, food and fun for the whole family. And like I said, they're going to have the bouncy house. And if you don't know where it's in Martin, at the Martin Fire Department, right there.
On top of the hill, where the store used to be.
That's right.
Yeah, it got burnt down.
Yeah.
And the pool. Go ahead and tell you that.
And the pool is also right around that area. So.
Car show and a lot of things going on with it. The firemen are going to be doing the cooking, and they know a lot about fire, so that means it's going to be good.
Mr. Wayne Frog Roberts is going to be doing baked beans, I heard. So. Yes.
Also, downtown early tomorrow morning, they're going to be kicking off the Alley Cat Run. And I'm not much of a runner, but it sure is nice to watch other people do it.
That's right. It's going to be a 5K run, a 2-mile run walk, and then a kids' fun run. They're going to have food, a photo booth, arts and crafts, live music, bouncy houses, face painting, a petting zoo, and pony rides. It's going to be so much fun.
Yeah.
And that's, like I said, tomorrow. And they're going to have 8:45 prayer and a 9 o'clock race start.
And Daniel House is going to be singing around 1 o'clock. He's a great singer if you've never watched him. That's downtown Meridian there.
Yes.
So there's several events, and I'm sure that there's others that we weren't told about. Chris Cagle in town last night. And I meant to pull up a picture of that. I got several pictures from Chris from the stage. I breathe in, I breathe out. What a Beautiful Day, if you remember those songs that Chris did back in the day. He was a great singer, really was.
Right.
So if you went to that show, I hope you enjoyed yourself.
Yes.
Well, let's see here. We're getting some more hellos there. Denise is up.
Daphne Childs, she's in Hickory, Mississippi. Good morning to you.
We've got the pancake cooking. There's a lot going on April the 2nd. I know that there's going to be several Easter egg hunts. We got a word a minute ago from DeKalb. Also, over here, the pancake breakfast kicking off for Long Creek. As we pull this up, they're going to benefit the fire department there. So swing by, pull in, and get yourself some pancakes on April the 2nd from 7 till 11. And you've got something else you want to tell us.
There's going to be an Easter egg hunt. It's going to be hosted by the Community First, KC, and Reds and Sons Detail. That's going to be in DeKalb, and that's going to be on April the 2nd, 11 to 3 p.m., Keys McRae Park. And it says that they're going to have food, and they're going to have vendors set up. Everybody's welcome to come. And it's just going to be an Easter egg hunt and all kind of stuff.
And y'all correct me because I'm not, unless it wasn't named back in the day, but is that across from the old Superstop, that field? That's generally where everything happens in DeKalb. I'm just unsure of the name of it, if that's what that's called.
I'm not sure, but, it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
They're going to have the Easter Bunny there, Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse. So if you got little ones, they'll really enjoy that. Yes.
Let's see here. Also, as we're looking at, there's also Easter egg hunt. I think the 16th that's going to be out at Northeast Park. Bring the kids for that one. And the City of Meridian always does one at Highland Park also. So if you're going to be in that neighborhood, you can go to that one. Those are a few of the things that are going on here. At Earth's Bounty, the local farmers always get together downtown Meridian underneath the bridge.
Right.
So they're going to be doing this. It kicks off also on April the 2nd.
That's right. It's going to be at the Singing Brakeman Park on Front Street, 8 a.m. to 12.
So if you make it out for that, it's always something. It's good to get by from the farmers.
I know. I need to go down there. I hadn't been in a little while, and I've heard they have all kinds of things, not just vegetables.
Right.
They've got all kind of stuff. So
check it out. That's underneath the bridge there. That always a lot going on in there as well. We did find out yesterday that we may have talked about it a little bit, but this is from the National Weather Service as we get the official report. Kemper County. This is what come through you. 145 mile an hour winds. EF3 is what that was. It destroyed 2 homes and a mobile home. Totally gone. 800 yards wide, 9.2 miles long.
And thank goodness there was no deaths from that.
No loss of life. We were so thankful, aren't
yes. we? Oh, yes.
But we did have one that went over Lauderdale County. It just never touched down. It went the entire length of the county. We were fortunate on that.
Like I said, we were fortunate that up our way we didn't, have any damage.
Right.
Because it was kind of close,
We see all of this around where not everybody's so lucky on these things. And again, let me warn y'all, these storms are not over. We're just now getting into springtime that brings this up. Always around Easter, y'all know what I'm talking about. Easter usually brings some bad weather.
Yeah.
We've seen some Easter tornado weather before. And
LaWanda Grantham said that's between the post office and Commercial Bank, that park.
Okay, the post office. The commercial. Okay. Oh, okay.
Keys McCrae Park.
All right. Didn't realize that. On top of it, LaWanda, I was thinking up at the ball field. I'm all wrong. I think that had a name one time, too. Let's see here. Let's talk about the Lauderdale County Farm Supply. You're going to find them off the interstate. Exit 151, you can't miss it by the railroad tracks. It's always a lot going on there. If you're getting ready for spring, they got all the plants inside. Whether you need soil, getting ready for this. Make your yard look great. At the Farm Supply, they've got it all loaded up just for you as it comes in with April there. If you get ready to.
Plants.
Yeah.
You got to get you some tomato plants.
Are you good at planting those?
Yeah, I am.
Green thumb?
I am. I'm good at eating them too.
See them. They got that at the Farm Supply. And of course, shirts. You need a short sleeve shirt to keep cool nowadays as that weather picks up. And those really are. Those Hibbett shirts, cool. They call them fishing shirts.
Yeah.
I like them. Of course, ball caps and a whole lot more. They got a whole selection of those all lined out for you this week. If you're looking for anything with jeans, they got those comfortable tennis shoes as we've talked about, and work boots. That working man or woman that has to get out and do it, they've got it covered for you there. From shovels, the whole 9 yards. You need something for your pet, they're going to have the food, also some toys. And don't forget to come by into the gift shop.
That's
a lot in there.
Those Circle E candles are the best. They are so good.
Yeah, and of course, all of this decorative stuff here. Got that, along with pots and pans and corn. Well, taking care of your sweet feed. They've got it. The Farm Supply with guns, ammo. Great place to shop. Find them at the Lauderdale County Farm Supply. Drop in today and visit them. You'll be glad that you did.
I'm Michael Swansea. I'm an Alpha insurance agent. 9 out of 10 people don't understand what insurance actually is. I want to fix that. I want to take the opportunity to sit down with you and your family and really go over your insurance and make sure that y'all are protected. I don't want y'all going to bed at night wondering during the next emergency, during the next claim, am I going to be covered? Give me a chance to sit down with you and your family and fix that and make a difference.
The Back Porch of Meridian, located on Highway 19 North, invites you by to take a look at their custom-made woodworking. From wooden tables, chairs, swings, and day beds. Take a step inside and visit the local meat section, where you'll find ground beef, pork chops, and even local milk from Beeson Farms. And if you need a utility trailer, they offer single, tandem, car haulers, enclosed trailers. You name it, they have it. Ask about financing. It's all at the Back Porch of Meridian, 5570 Highway 19 North.
My family is the most important thing in my life. I don't have a high-paying job, and I'm proud that I always put raising my kids above everything else. But when I got into a serious car accident, I needed money. The surgeries cost more than I make in a year, so I called Richard Schwartz. He got me the money I deserved. I'm Darrell from Jackson, Mississippi, saying thank you, Richard.
Remember, I'm your Mississippi attorney, Richard Schwartz. I'm here for you. One call, that's all.
If George Jones was here with us, we'd let him sing It's Finally Friday, which we don't have, George. Yeah, what a great song that was. Welcome. I'm Scotty Ray along with Candace on this early Friday morning. In the 40s we are, as we will finally get to sunshine and 69. But do not forget it's going to be that gust all day long, 20-mile-an-hour gust.
Yeah. Do not be burning anything just because it's pretty outside.
Tomorrow as well.
Yeah.
Hopefully by Sunday, all of that's going to start fading away with that. Pretty much a calm day. I have to say, of all the weeks and days that we've had, it was kind of calm. I mean, other than the lady walking down the middle of the street yesterday with only a towel on and a smile, we got off pretty handy there.
Goodness.
Yeah, I was waiting for live coverage from there. Highland Avenue is where that went on yesterday, the 2900 block. They asked her politely to go put some clothes on. I think she did.
I wonder if she's skinned a naked man.
But she did have a towel.
Yeah. Oh.
So she was
I'm glad.
one
I'm so
step
glad
ahead.
She was thoughtful enough to put that on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No word yet if she was locked out of her house. You know, that would be bad in the motel rooms.
Yeah, we don't know the reason. I would hope she wouldn't. It wasn't something like that.
Never know.
Yeah.
But I have heard of people that, of course, I think they even done that where the guy always opens up the door to get the newspaper, bends over, and the door locks.
Oh, yeah. That would be bad.
If you want hilarious stuff, I always talk to a clerk that works the overnight shift at a motel. It's some funny stories.
I'm sure, yeah.
It's like guiding light. You're kidding. That really went on? I can't help but listen. It's an addiction. Let's see. We had a wreck in Butler that claimed the life of a 22-year-old. Derek Wilson, single vehicle accident, was killed in a wreck there right across that Bama state line.
Goodness,
it's horrible there.
Years old.
We did have only one round, to my knowledge. As I said, as daylight always breaks, you find out more.
Yeah.
But to our knowledge, over last night, only shots fired at one place. It was at Northgate Apartments. That's on Highway 19. No one was hit, no injuries to my knowledge at this point, but it was some gunplay. And we keep up with all of that. Let's see. We also had a wreck last night down by Church's Chicken.
Really?
Yeah, somebody lost control of a little car lot just by there. They run up in there amongst some cars and hit them.
Goodness.
So that did go on there. That's what went on overnight last night. Like I said, it was calm for us.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
Calmness. I mean, yeah, I'm glad that wasn't like 15 rounds of gunfire.
You never know. We did find this out in Tuscaloosa. As all that rain that came through after the water receded, they found a SUV yesterday with 3 people deceased inside. They were washed away and they were pronounced dead at the scene. They haven't released the names of everybody that was involved in that. So condolences go out to Tuscaloosa as they do that. Overnight, have you heard about this? The 14-year-old boy in Orlando, Florida.
I did hear about it this morning. That was awful.
400 feet.
Yeah, and they said that another worker had been killed on one of the other rides, like months maybe before that, working on something.
Right.
But I mean, was he not buckled in? I don't understand that. I mean, I could understand a little bitty kid that maybe didn't fit in the seat good, which that should never happen. They shouldn't let them ride if they're not, big enough to ride it. But 14, you would think.
It's the largest freestanding drop tower, which I will never get on and do that in my life ever.
I've done that before. I've done I think it was called a free fall or something in Six Flags one year.
Yeah, I ain't doing that either.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
And those swings?
Needless to say, I did not do it a second time.
I went to Dollywood and didn't ride one thing.
Really? I mean, I don't know. It just scares me. But the free fall thing, I don't know what this thing is, goes up, takes you up like you're on the side of a building. I mean, you're sitting there just feet dangling, sitting in a row of people. And you go out like on a ledge. It's like it pushes you out on a ledge and it just drops. And then there's like a little swoop thing at the bottom where you stop. But I heard one time the thing did not stop.
Ooh.
That would be awful.
Yeah,
I'm not doing that again.
Yeah, I'm taking precautions. I don't do that.
Anything where I might die, just like it might happen.
Did you
like
ever
jumping
ride,
out of an airplane, my parachute might open. It
that's
might
true.
not. No,
The tilt-a-whirl, that thing where they strap you to the wall and it goes around in a circle. Did you ever ride that?
Oh, no, you're
like at the fair, where you stand up against the wall and they buckle you to the wall.
Are you that was not the tilt-a-whirl. The tilt-a-whirl was those cup things that you sit in and they spin around.
Oh, okay.
That, though, was the gravity, something like a spaceship thing. And you I know what you're talking about. That was weird feeling. But, I wouldn't be afraid of getting hurt in there.
People get sick on those
Yes,
rides,
they do.
too. I've seen that way too many times.
Yes,
I'm like,
they do.
no, I think I'm going to keep going.
A friend of mine and myself got on a ride on the Zipper. Do y'all remember that? The Zipper thing?
I remember
where
the
it
Zipper.
went like around, but it was doing like a Ferris wheel at the same time. And somebody got sick on it. And I guess the person operating the ride thought it was funny to leave them on there.
No.
Yeah. And so, it was awful. It was an awful scene when it did finally stop. And they finally got off. And that was mean.
Wanda, I second you. She's afraid of heights like old Scotty Ray. She can't be doing that. Let's see. Rhonda Creel said when she was a child, her and her sister would ride the spider ride. Mm-hmm. Ooh, and they left the door unlocked. She says, miracle they didn't fall out.
I remember the Himalayan.
I remember that name.
Where it's played music and it kind of was like a little thing you sat on and went around. I thought then it got faster and faster.
And what was that thing they used to have at the fair? And we used to go back when it was down at the drive-in to where you'd sit in the little car and it was like a haunted house thing or something. You go through and people grab you as you went through on the...
I remember that. I don't remember what it was called, but I missed that, though.
JT says
smell of the corn dogs and the cotton candy when you'd walk in. Oh, it was so fun.
You just can't help but eat there. Spectator sports is what he calls it there.
I know.
Nothing like the county fair. And if you remember, Andy Griffith had that scene there where they had it rigged with the BB gun thing. You remember that episode?
I don't.
Where Opie went down to win him a prize and he just couldn't hit it. Andy investigates and they had the guns rigged. They'd swap them out.
Oh, really?
You had no chance of winning to win the prize.
Well, I always thought they had those like where you knock the bottles down or knock the cans off the thing. They had them super glued.
Yeah. Now, Denise, I have to probably agree with what she just said there. You see that one? Denise said her brother used to work.
I bet they. I bet.
And people's money would fall out. He'd make a fortune working there, picking up money off the ground.
I bet so.
But it is fun to reminisce of back when it was always the chill of October that would bring the fair. But it's fun there.
It was fun. I couldn't wait.
Have you the lady that we talked about yesterday from New York City that's 26 years old that pushed the 87-year-old lady to her death? She died from it. They're saying now that they could take action against and she comes from a millionaire family, that they could take action against her parents also because she hid out in their home for 2 weeks. They knew about it and done nothing. So somebody going to jail.
Yeah.
Now, money is money. They may be able to get the best attorneys and fight their way out of this, but that should not be an option. When you do wrong, especially in death of the elderly, which is despicable, you should be held accountable for your actions.
She's been, it says she's been held on a $500,000 bail at Rikers, facing up to 25 years, is what it said.
For a family like that, 500 is probably, it's probably like me and you
the bucket.
having to call all our friends and say, hey, can I borrow $1,000? I really need it. I need it bad.
Yeah.
Let's see, this is big news. What will become of it, we don't know. In the past, anything that Trump has done, they shut down and laugh about it, but there's proof now. Trump is officially suing Hillary. Why is he suing her? For the 2016 made-up Russian collusion. How far will he get? It depends upon really what judge gets it. That's my outlook on that. But that's pretty big news. He's suing her lawyer, who is also indicted, by the way, Jake Sullivan, James Comey, Christopher Steele, and the DNC. Yep, it was all bought, paid for, as you've heard Sean Hannity talk about it forever.
Yeah. I think he should be able to, I think he should sue, and I hope he wins.
He wanted to get Stormy Daniels, and she might be a lady of the evening, but she's got to come up with $300,000. No word yet on how she's going to earn that money.
I think she has a job,
She does.
Yeah.
But Trump, go ahead. Well, Watson still has not announced if he's running or not. I think everybody really knows the answer to that. It just hasn't been said publicly yet. But he is going to sue. It's coming. We'll watch that very closely. Now, this always happens, and it's disturbing. I don't care how you slice and dice this. When all that COVID money hit all of these different cities to save the town and do this. And then you saw a lot of Americans stealing with the PPI money.
Yeah.
They'd go buy jets and cars, mostly homes and cars. There have been some that really stole, that bought an airplane or two. But now we look at this of what the cities did with this. It should be clearly marked, you can only spend this money on this, and if you don't use it for that, it has to be returned to the federal government. Am I wrong? That it should be given back? Like if
that it should be, or
it should be used
like
for
that
this.
is a rule.
No, I'm saying it should. I don't think there is a rule.
Right. Yeah, it should be.
And there's
right.
not, that it has to be able for the economy. As we look at this headlines of America today, the money that were sent to cities, $6.6 million was used to buy a golf course for a city. $140 million was paid for a luxury hotel. And the city's doing this. And then also a $2 million ski slope during this $350 billion COVID bailout.
Yeah, it's my understanding that those PPP loans and stuff, or whatever they were supposed to be to help the business keep going and
Correct.
Pay the employees.
Correct.
Right.
A lot of them
So they would
cheated.
have, and you know, at the time, my daughter was working at a place in up north, and you know, they let their employees go and shut it down.
And kept the money?
And I don't know if I don't know.
If
it makes
returned
me
it.
wonder. It really makes me wonder.
But these were the cities, and what I'm referring to, that got the money, and then they used it for that instead of using it to keep that in mind. I guess they sat down and said, this is a way to keep the economy flowing by
Right.
doing this.
I mean, there were certain things that you could get and keep. It wasn't like large amounts. It was like, you know, a couple $1,000s or something like that. But some people got up into the millions of dollars.
Oh, yeah. Especially you get these larger companies that have over 100 employees.
Yeah.
But that, I don't know. Maybe I'm looking at that wrong. Maybe that is a way to get income into the city. But it definitely was not instant. When you had all the restaurants shut down,
Yeah. Yeah.
maybe I don't know enough about that. Maybe I'm wrong on that all the way around. Scott said different strokes for different folks. I've heard that all my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is. All right, let's see here. Well, Angela, that's funny. Biden warns. Now, I posted this last night. And when they say this from 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, it does make you go, say, what?
Yeah.
The White House saying that there could be a food shortage. If you think it's hard now to go get food at your grocery store, just wait. And they're saying that it's because of Putin and his advancing army into Ukraine is going to cut back on what's on the shelves of stores.
Well, I did hear the other day, I think it's Glenn Beck. I listen to him sometimes. But he's really stressing that people need to stock up on food. Now, start stocking up now on the food that you can, because, like, the Ukraine, they said it was a big manufacturer for, like, wheat and stuff. And so they grew that there, and I guess that would, you know, provide wheat for the United States, different places. And that there was somewhere else that provided something else that was going to cause a shortage. But I don't necessarily know that it's all because of Putin, but I guess that would be.
That's what they're saying, yeah. And that the Ukraine will affect the world.
Wheat exports and corn exports. So, yeah.
And yet again, let me make a good point there, is we have very few manufacturing companies in America. They pay the American farmer not to farm. Here, plant some pine trees over that, and don't do that. Got too much corn. We don't want you doing that. That happens. CRP program, I think, is what it's called. But the American farmer vanishing. Do y'all remember the big thing back in the 80s there, Rain on the Scarecrow, if you'll go back, John Cougar Mellencamp, where they were foreclosing all these farms because they couldn't make it.
Well, and two, it's so expensive for, like, fertilizer. They're talking about it's going to be so expensive, or is so expensive now, and all these farmers are having to pay, you know, for fertilizer and, you know.
And have you looked at the price of a combine lately? Tractors, it's tough. They make it very hard for the farmer to make it. And the American farmer has always been the world supplier. Not so much anymore. When they start telling us we won't have food on our shelf, probably none of the canned food stuff's manufactured here anymore. I don't know that.
Well, I would highly recommend people, if you can garden, to garden.
Get your little garden, butter beans.
That's right. I mean, at least get you some vegetables.
Hey, we could do some video footage of you in the garden each day if you'd be glad to do that.
I have gardened, I can tell you. I know how to do it. I know how to put up, canned
Look,
tomatoes. And
I still have nightmares from Saturday morning when I was like 7 years old in that hoe and Saturday morning out there trying to get rid of that grass. I ain't never forgot it.
my family always had a garden. Even my grandparents had a garden. They lived in town, had a garden in the backyard.
Yeah.
I mean, But anyway, it's good to know how to do that kind of stuff because you never know when you're going to have to do it. And so,
Now, this next thing that I'm fixing to tell you, imagine here in Meridian if they were to tell you this. This is Los Angeles, California. You work hard all your life for what you got. You're going out to eat. Well, you want to dress up and put on, what do they call it, dress to the nines?
Yeah.
In L.A., they're telling you that if you've got jewelry, anything nice, don't wear it out. You know why?
people target you. Mm-hmm. My aunt was targeted at a nail salon. I think I said that a while back for the jewelry that she wore. They would follow people home. Like if people target them, they will follow them home.
But this has gotten where our lack of police to where they've finally said don't wear anything nice because they're going to come take it from you. Mm. This is in America. This is not some third world country.
Yeah.
We can no longer police ourselves. Why? The cancel culture people. That's my opinion. Now, you may have one different than me, and if you do, please tell me. Yeah. I'd love to hear your side of the story of what you think about that. But when they tell you that,
I know.
Oh, and just this is just sad because this is the second time this man has had tragedy in his life within the last 2 years.
I saw this yesterday, and did they know what happened?
They're not telling all that they know. Hank Williams Jr., if you remember, about 2 years ago, lost his daughter in a car wreck. We found out yesterday that he lost his wife of 30 years in Florida. She was found dead in the hotel. They're saying they don't suspect anything suspicious, but she had a medical procedure, and they have not really told what that medical procedure was yet. She was 58 years old. That's young.
Mm-hmm. It says that she possibly could have died due to a blood clot. Now, that is something that we hear a lot.
Yeah, but we don't know what that medical procedure was that she had done.
I mean, you can have a knee surgery. You can have any kind of a surgery. And
it happened at Jupiter Beach Resort is where they found her. That's got to be bad. Hank a little older than her. I think Hank's around 72, that's 73, awful. And she's 58. But they've been married for 30 years. And we pass along condolences to Hank. That's sad.
It is sad.
Hank's one of my heroes there. Rhonda Creel, good morning to you. Bobby Reed, glad to see you're up there. Gardening, but I'm afraid of the worms.
Roy Ellis said he can skin a buck and run a trot line.
Yeah, a little Hank
That's
Jr.
from a song.
Yeah, it'd be Hank Jr. there. It is a beautiful Friday morning. We welcome each of you for joining us, and thank you. If you're watching television going, who are y'all talking to? You'll keep looking over there. No, we don't have a live studio audience, but we do have people doing live conversation with us while we're on the show. You can do that by joining us on Facebook or joining us on YouTube. On YouTube, Sam Media Network, Google that, or on Facebook, Scotty Ray's Weather. Easy to find there.
Yes.
Whole lot more coming up. We don't want you to rush off. We got some great deals we'll tell you about all on the way. The Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville has these great savings this week. Cuties or Halos, a 3-pound bag, $6.99. Fresh cantaloupes, $2.99 each. Dixie Crystal Sugar, a 4-pound bag, $2.89. Brine Wieners, a 12-ounce package, $1.69. Family Pack Boneless Pork Chops, $2.49. And Certified Angus Beef Ribeye Steaks Family Pack, $12.49 a pound.
And we're down home, down the street, Piggly Wiggly.
Mark your calendars for the Spring Extravaganza Show coming Saturday, April 23rd, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. with a brand new location at the old Office Max building at Bonita Lake Circle. From boutique clothes, shoes and accessories, children's clothing, spring plants, jewelry, gift items. Come shop and have lunch with Jack Sausage Dogs. The Spring Extravaganza Gift Show, Saturday, April the 23rd from 9 until 4 at the old Office Max building in Meridian. Call Becky at 601-480-1776. Already 8:30 with Scotty Ray and Candace. Welcome. Can you do the voice of this guy? Because he had such a distinctive voice when he was an announcer, probably the most famous announcer there ever was in the United States.
Howard Cosell.
He did it and remember that? The days of the sports and things they used to do, the Battle of the Stars. This is Howard Cosell. And I can't mock him, but born in 1918 on this day, Howard. He did it for a long, long time. ABC's Wide World of Sports, I think, is what they used to call that, what he did. But he was famous. Him and Muhammad Ali were pretty close. This guy, I mean, you really know it when you finally made it to the episode of the Dukes of Hazzard when they pulled you over for speeding and you had to go sing at the Boar's Nest. Back in 1938, this guy was born, Hoyt Axton. Della and the Dealer.
I remember this episode.
It was good. He was the one talking about the sheriff's car and writing tickets, and Roscoe was trying to write it down. But a great episode. The Hoyt Axton, he was a great writer. He'd done a lot of songs there. And his mom, of course, one of the big ones there for Elvis there, Dancing to the Jail. Also, I remember this lady, and from this movie, gosh, it was good. It was funny. They poked fun at a little bit of everybody in this movie. Nowadays, it'd probably be canceled if they came out with it. But the Blues Brothers, Aretha Franklin was born on this day back in 1942. And she had a huge part in that.
Yeah. I saw the Blues Brothers. I didn't remember Aretha Franklin being
That was the restaurant scene where they come to get her husband to join the band again. Because they were on a mission from God, if you remember. And she was telling him he couldn't leave. He had to stay there and cook.
Yeah.
And they were dancing. And it was good.
It's been years since I've seen that movie. So.
Well worth going back and watching. This old boy was born on this day. Never have I owned one of his albums, but a lot of people
Or
did.
his outfits.
Yes, I don't wear these. 1947, Sir Elton John was born. He's flamboyant, to say the least, but he sure can sing.
You know, those sunglasses are kind of a big thing with some of the ladies now. I don't understand it, but...
The big sunglasses?
They love those big sunglasses. And I guess, to each his own.
Huh. Yeah, I guess so. There was a song I remember as a kid talking about older women. Woo! Watching girls go by. What a way to make a day. And the song that put him on the map would be The King Is Gone. Who remembers Ronnie McDowell? He's celebrating a birthday today.
All right.
See him on Facebook all the time. He was not long ago between here and Jackson. I forget where he played at, but he was in the state of Mississippi a few weeks ago.
This is an older picture, I'm sure.
No, that's
Is that local?
Yeah,
I mean local.
That's that's after surgery.
Is that local, Scotty Ray? No, is that recent?
That's recent surgery.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yes.
Okay.
he still looks like that. They
Okay.
There's a few of them that keep on top of that. Let's see. It was 1954. I wasn't around, and it would be the first night it came out. There's no telling what it cost because it was expensive, even in today's standard. But the television, the very first color TV, hit the market
And it
today.
had the Scotty Ray report on it.
See, it sure did.
Even back then, they knew it was going to be.
It was coming.
Yeah.
But as I remember, we loaded up and went and bought a Zenith TV that was weighed. It took 5 people to tote it in the house.
A console.
That's what they
television.
called it.
Yeah, my grandparents had one.
They
Wasn't
would-
no stealing that sucker.
No.
If you come in a house.
After it quit, people left it there because it was too much trouble to move the family pictures off the top of it.
Yeah.
They sat around for years.
You know, my grandmother's quit working, and she just put the new one on top of it.
I've heard of that.
The newer version of a TV, on top
So
of
be
it.
at the right height where you sit in your chair and
But it
watch.
was so funny to see the old version and the new, But, I remember when my kids would go over there and they would have to get up and go change the channel. They're like, where's the remote control? You didn't have a remote.
No.
For those. You were the remote control.
We had black and white for years before we finally moved up to that color one. I remember going in the truck. I mean, it was like a family event getting a color TV. Way back when. 1963, and of course, this come to Johnny in a dream how to make those trumpets in this song. Pretty neat thing is he recorded on this date in 63, Ring of Fire. It'd be one of his biggest. Merle Kilgore would write it. What a song it was.
That's right.
Let's see what else went on today. Not a big fan of her, but I know a lot of people like her as an actress. She was in that Sex and the City TV show. Who remembers that? Sarah Jessica Parker has a birthday.
All right.
She hadn't been to see the same doctor that Ronnie McDowell has.
I don't think so. But
Just my thoughts.
maybe I need to go see that doctor.
I had no idea who sang this, but I've heard it all my life. I just never owned the album. That song that goes, "So happy together," and that's all I know of the song. I don't know anything else. But the Turtles had the #1 song with that song today.
I've never heard of the Turtles, but I've heard that song millions of times.
If they'd done something else, it's news to me.
I know.
But the Turtles. 1975, it only went to #2, but this is the version of this that you know. I even heard Hank Jr. talking about, I'm in love with Linda Ronstadt. You couldn't help it. She was such a beauty. And today she walked in and recorded When Will I Be Loved? That was a great song.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody still hums it. She don't look like that. She didn't. I saw it.
She don't look like that name.
No, not a bit.
Really?
I didn't want to break anybody's
I
heart.
haven't seen any recent pictures. Or
To me, this is probably ranking right up there with maybe one of the worst television events that ever happened. It was awful. I suffered through it because we only had 3 channels and there was nothing else on. So you had to sit there and stare at it and go, gosh, this is not good. Where's Kojak? Help me. It was the day that we would find out who Cagney and Lacey were. They debuted on this back in '82.
we watched it. I mean, I wasn't a big fan, but we watched it. So.
I couldn't grasp it.
Yeah.
She was just so, like she could hurt me. And I really lost her interest after that. But anyway, and who couldn't forget this lady? I tell you her name, you're not going to remember it. You remember her for one thing and one thing only. Her name is Nancy Walker. She passed away on this date back in 1992, but that doesn't tell you anything.
She was Marge, wasn't she, or something? Maud? Or, no, that might have been the Palm Olive lady. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember her.
Palm Olive, and you could put your...
But the quicker picker-upper passed away on this date back in 92. She was the lady with the bounty paper towel.
Yeah.
The waitress. And for the life of me, I'm not certain what her name was.
It was either, I thought it was Marge or Maud. Maud, maybe.
But she was actually in some TV shows, but most people, Vera is what we're being told. Vera.
Okay, well, Vera.
There you go. That's right.
Okay.
But she was in some
grandmother's name,
television
Vera.
shows, but it's not important. She was known for bounty, like Mr. Whipple.
Okay.
He'll always go down for that.
Well, who was Madge? Madge, that's it. There was a Madge in one of the commercials, I promise you. It might have been the Palm Olive lady.
You must have one of them satellite channels we didn't have.
I'm telling you, it was. I know.
Rich folks.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Believe
satellite.
me, we were not rich. We weren't rich.
But that was back when you made a connection with people that were in commercials. That was, remember, who was it that used to do the Florida oranges? Was it Annette? Did Annette Funicello? And then there was the Miss Cross Your Heart Brazera lady. That was on television all the time.
Every time you say that, it makes me want to laugh.
I can't say that other word.
Brazera.
That's what you have to word it. I get embarrassed on you. 1999, they would come knocking on the door. Okay, they didn't drag him out, but I wanted to be dramatic about it. But he got arrested on this date. Willie called him soon after and said, "It's okay, I've been arrested too." Ray Price would be arrested for marijuana. 73 years old, getting high right up there in the living room. High as a Georgia pine.
73.
And he told him that, well, that arrest there, you couldn't even spend $5 million to get the publicity that you just got.
Yeah.
I don't think it really made anybody go buy his albums at that point, but isn't that a little old to be doing that?
That is, I think. I think
He was partaking.
doing it any time.
He's going to be...
somebody said Madge was in the Palm Olive dishwashing liquid commercial.
I remember the
Madge.
fingernails going in.
Yeah.
But I don't remember her name. Anita somebody. Anita Funicello. Isn't that right?
Annette Funicello.
Annette. I was
Annette.
close. Funicello? Wasn't she the beach girl?
I think that was her name. She was in the Mickey Mouse Club, too, when she was little.
Really? I'm learning more and more as we go along on this. Let's see, it was a sad day. And the thing that saved and brought his career back would be Dwight Yoakam. I'm a big Dwight fan. The boy has just got a very unique sound. And he was so inspired by Buck Owens that he went back, talked to Buck, and got him to record that song, Streets of Bakersfield. We would wake up today, back in 2006, and find that Buck Owens would pass away. And Buck, believe it or not, was such a pioneer. He did a lot for country music that others would have never known, as we had the #1 song yesterday of Waiting in Your Welfare Line. She's been singing it ever since. Don't let her fool y'all.
I've never heard it. Not that one of his, but...
Jane Russell was the fully figured Cross Your Heart. I cannot say that word.
Bra.
Don't say that.
I would much rather hear the word bra than Brazera.
Really?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, we're learning.
Goodness.
Also, and he would go down. I know he had a big career before he got into country music. England Dan, a lot of people remember him as that. But the song that most people would go, oh my gosh, what a song. Everything that glitters is not gold. 61 years old. It happened so quickly, and it was like, whoop, nobody even remembered. But Dan Seals passed away on this date back in 2009. He was a great singer, songwriter. He done all.
Yeah.
But that everything that glitters, boy, does that not paint
It's
a
not
picture.
gold.
It is. And y'all remember that. Mm-hmm. That old glitter sometimes ain't what you think it is.
That's right. Grass ain't always greener.
I forgot that Ralph said that Dolly did Sanderson Farms, Miss Goldie. Get out of here.
We need to find some old commercials.
And go back and see.
Yeah.
It is fun to remember.
I know.
You
The
load
good old
16 tons. Tennessee Ernie Ford done a lot of that. And, of course, what's his name is still doing the Jimmy Dean sausage. I thought he was alive last week.
Oh.
They bought the rights to that, I guess, and he still...
Yeah, it still has his voice on there, on the commercials. But, you know, like, do you remember what was it, Chex or some kind
Chex
of
Mix?
Life cereal? Give it
Mikey,
to Mikey. He likes it.
He'll eat anything.
Yeah, he'll eat it.
Oh, those were the days. We've got more on the way with Scotty Ray and Candace. Good morning. It is Friday, and we're so glad that you're a part of this with us. We can't do it without you. Y'all stay close. We'll be right back.
As the days get warmer, the grass starts growing. Drop in and visit with Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 in Sicalina, where they've got a complete line of the #1 lawnmower in America, Skag. Whether you're a homeowner or a lawn care service, Freeman Tractor has the lawnmower just for you. Plus, they carry Exmark tractors and any part that you may need for your existing tractor or lawnmower. Drop in and see Cole or Buttermilk today. Freeman Tractor, Highway 494, 601-626-8759.
H&H Residential of Meridian is your #1 carpet and flooring store. If you've been thinking of a new look for your home or office, call for a free estimate or consultation. H&H can install or you can do it yourself. H&H has all of your design needs from color, style, and texture. If you can dream it, H&H can make it a reality. Come see the large selection of hardwood flooring, laminate, vinyl, and even carpet. H&H Residential of Meridian, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, 321 Hawkins Crossing Road. Call Rosemary anytime, 601-462-9541.
I've worked hard all my life, but I found out the hard way insurance companies can abandon their customers when they need them the most. So I called Richard Schwartz. I'm forever grateful I made that call.
I'm here for you. One call, that's all.
Well, Anonymous, you've heard of those people that wear the mask.
Yeah.
The hackers, they say they have actually hacked into Russia's central bank, and they're just to make life hard on them, and they're going to release all kinds of information. He may not like that. And, and I thought that Anonymous was one person, but it's not. What it is a group of, they're scattered all over the world, and they just sit around and hack things, but they unite to go after other people.
Call them hacktivists.
That's, a good word for that.
That's what they call them. Yeah.
Hacktivists. But they're getting on Russia. We'll watch what happens with that. There's hope for me, at least, and I think you fall into this. Who drinks coffee?
I do.
I've heard it all your life. When you drink too much coffee, it's bad
I go from
for
the
you.
bed straight to the coffee pot.
Yeah, I do too.
I do.
But they say now by drinking 2 cups a day that it may cut your risk of heart disease and early death by up to 15%. I'm going to live forever, folks. I see it coming. Scotty Ray sipping on that coffee.
Yeah. It's crazy to me that, you'd think that the caffeine and all that would, because caffeine speeds up your heart.
At one time they told you eating an egg would kill you too. Do y'all remember that when they were on that? Don't eat eggs, it's bad for you. After I had my heart surgery, as I was talking with Dr. Gear, he said, mind your own business, don't pay attention to all this propaganda. And he said the main thing to do is don't overindulge. Eat what you want, just don't do a lot of it. And he said you'll be fine. You might live a few more years. I said, do I?
I know, because anytime I've gone to the heart doctor, because I was having these palpitations, and one of the first questions was, do you drink a lot of caffeine?
Yeah, make you nervous.
And so I guess.
And after they done all, they found out it was just her stomach growling. It was making her heart shake.
It was. That's what it was.
But truthfully, in anything you do in life, the key to things is just not overindulging. Too many cheeseburgers a day gets you. But boy, they sure are good.
I don't drink coffee though all day long. I just drink a couple of cups in the morning, maybe.
Oh, I'll be up in the studio working, and I can almost smell it. It's like it comes through the room and it taps you on the shoulder. Come to me, and I got to run, go make me a cup. It's like I could not walk to this day. If I were to walk into a radio station and it was 10 o'clock at night, I would have to go to the coffee pot, because it goes with a microphone and all of it. You got to do it.
Yeah. I do like my cup of coffee now. And if I'm working in the shop and somebody makes a cup, we have a Keurig type thing in there. Somebody makes a cup of coffee, makes you want one when you start smelling it.
It does. It's addictive. That's why women wear perfume, is to hook you. I'm just warning y'all. If y'all ain't been fooled by that yet, let me warn you there. A homeless man who killed an elderly person on the subway tracks is not going to be charged because they've deemed him mentally ill. Went up, pushed her on the tracks. We've seen that happen in New York a lot, but they're not going to charge him. He won't stand trial. They say he's too mentally ill, and he'll go off somewhere for those diseases there. Let's see here. The lady that worked with, as this continues, as we talked about the pictures this week from Bob Saget, his motel room where it had the padded headboard. When he first died, they said, he died from that. He hit his headboard. There's no way you could have died from that. Then they go, he fell on the floor. There was carpet everywhere. Now, coming out, the lady that kind of worked with him, was his kind of manager, said that before he went on stage that night, he told her he didn't feel well. So that tells you...
His hearing was off, had a sore throat.
This tells you whatever happened to him probably had already happened before he done that last... He was wanting to cancel the last show. And she goes, no, you'll be okay. Talk to him about it. And he wouldn't have done the last show. That's the first I'd heard that. So it's a mystery. And you got to feel for that family.
What is that still? I don't understand the head injuries. That's weird to me.
It's very weird. It sounds like Bob was attacked somewhere. It does.
Yeah.
We may never know the truth of that. But as you start piecing it together, it didn't happen in that motel room.
Well, right. And it didn't have to happen that night. I mean, there's been people who have gotten concussions from things that happened a week prior, and then have something go wrong. So,
and here's I found this. This is the last picture that was taken in. It was the valet guy at the hotel took the last picture with Bob. Boy, oh boy.
It's just sad.
It is there. You're driving along, and what do you see in the middle of the road? We don't see a lot of this in Mississippi and Alabama, but it does happen from time to time. This was in Florida. An 11-foot gator was across the road at night. A gentleman hits it. His truck flips. He's instantly killed. Watch the gators. 11 foot. That's a big alligator. That's like hitting a horse.
Yeah, there was an 11-foot alligator in the pond across the road from our house years ago.
Yeah. Ended up being somebody's boots?
No, I think they had to kill it to get it out of the pond, though, because it was so large. But they come up creeks in our area and get in from the reservoir. Yeah. They come up the creeks and get into people's ponds. I've heard from game wardens that they can find a body of water from like miles away. I mean, they go straight to it. It's just their nature. So, but anyway, obviously he was on a road.
Winnie Bartley said that Jane Russell a few years ago, back in the 60s, did a show in Japan. Might have had a little something to drink before the show and was a slush during the whole event. That happens.
Yeah.
I went to a Hank Jr. concert one time, and I'm not sure he could sing anything.
Well, George Jones obviously wasn't a sober dude that day.
Oh, no.
That we went and saw him.
George has done that. You remember the other guy that was on Full House with Bob Saget?
Dave Coulier.
Yeah, I can never say his name. I'm glad you jumped in there.
Oh, yeah, that's how they pronounce that. And good Lord, what happened to him?
He's a drunk. And
really?
He's saying, I'm an alcoholic. He fell, and that's what happened to him.
Oh, goodness.
He's admitting he's got a problem and seeking help. And that's the first step to recovery, is doing that.
Look like him.
That happened right after Bob died, and he got to drinking. It worried him, and he fell. And he's seeking help now. We wish him luck with that.
Yeah, that is a sad disease, and it is a disease.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is.
People can't stop.
That's right.
So what do you do? This is something that is hitting stores. Anybody got dry skin and just constantly?
Yeah, my hands stay dry from staying in water. So, yeah.
They're saying that this, for $13.99, which is very affordable, that honeysuckle takes care of dry skin. And they've come up with a new lotion that's filled with honeysuckle. And they say it's one of the best things that you can put on your skin for dry skin if you've got a lot of that.
It says it's rich in antioxidants and reduces inflammation.
So, there you go. Yeah, Amazon's got it. I'm sure other stores offer that. So if you want to try that, do that. It may be the cure that you've been looking for. Let's hope so.
I need to try that, yeah.
It
smells good, too.
Honeysuckles. Do you remember as a kid how you'd pull?
Yes. It would take you forever to get that little bit. Yeah, but we had, at recess for school, there was a line of all the honeysuckle down the fence, and we'd go out there all the time.
And then there was that night my sister said, here, put this in your mouth. Do you remember those little weed things? And if you pulled it real hard, they had the little black specks on it.
Yeah,
she done that to me. She got me that first time. Pulled it right there. And you can't spit that stuff out quick enough.
Gosh, yeah.
Let's go talk about our friends at Godwin Cleaning Services. Let me tell you, they got a lot going on. When they get ready to clean something, they do it. Look at the difference in this metal building from the sides to the roof.
Oh, my goodness.
It almost looks like a different place.
It does. It looks like night and day.
They'll take care of that for you. Soft washing, low pressure. It's not going to harm anything. As you see their trucks parked there in front and their machine equipment, it makes a difference when they show up. This is a home. Look at the difference of what that looked like. And now, all nice again.
Yes.
Changes the entire look of it. Here's a driveway. And how many times have you pulled up to a driveway and it looked like this?
Oh, yeah.
Now, they can get you on a schedule, take care of this once or twice a year. If you've got a business, they do huge buildings as well. They've got the equipment to go up way high.
And before I ever saw this, too, I would have never thought you could do that.
No.
I think it's a wonderful thing. Yeah, it makes it look brand new.
As you go on, this is a walkway, and then this, we've seen this picture here before. They do a lot with this. It changes your home, makes it look great. See them. Go by. They'll come out and take care of you. They went out to Clarkdale, made the sign look a whole lot better also.
Right.
Godwin Cleaning Services. That's the number to call. They'll do from roofs and all. See them today. That's over in Newton there of a building that they've cleaned up. Godwin Cleaning Services, 601-253-8262 is the number to call. Talk to them today and find out why so many people are using them, well, to look good, feel better about their homes and businesses.
Rock House Gun and Pawn is open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Lots of different calibers and brands to choose from when it comes to hunting rifles. Whether you're looking for a new pump shotgun or an AR, the Rock House will have the gun that you need. With a huge selection of ammunition for just about any caliber that you may be looking for. Pistols, scopes, and a whole lot more. Plus a private lobby for your confidentiality when it comes to your pawns. Rock House Gun and Pawn, located at 5430 Highway 19 North Meridian. The Precast Group, offering you the best selection when it comes to a storm shelter. Located on 145 South in Meridian, where they offer above-ground shelters that can be installed in your home as you're built in, are conveniently located right outside your home if it's already built. They also offer storm shelters that can be installed in a slight bank or on flat ground. Protect your family today with a very affordable storm shelter from the Precast Group. Highway 145 South, 601-482-0003. The Precast Group.
I'm Rick from Meridian. My life changed forever on my way home from work one Friday night, but I was able to focus on getting healthy because I had Richard Schwartz fighting for me every day. He got me the money I needed to get my life back on track.
I'm here for you. One call, that's all.
Oh, look at that. You have to hit the button to be able to talk again.
Yeah.
You wanted to mention that we had somebody coming?
If you're a big fan of the Perrys, I guess that's a gospel group.
Southern Gospel, I believe.
Southern Gospel. They're going to be in concert tonight at Broadmoor Baptist Church in Meridian at 7 p.m. Go check those out.
Yeah, be good for you there. I meant to mention this yesterday and we got caught up with everything else going on, but Madeleine Albright has passed away. She was in the Clinton administration. She served under him as a UN ambassador. Passed away, 84 years old. So that was a headline that I meant to mention yesterday and just didn't get it up. As we go across some other things, Kamala got mad at Biden because he named her over the border. She didn't like it, yelled at him, and then she had to back up and realized, oh, yeah, his name's on that piece of paper. She thinks she's it already. We all know that. There's nothing big out of that.
Well, I think she's lost a lot of her staff, from what I understand.
Oh, yeah.
They
Over
quit.
10?
Yeah. It was a good many.
So let's see.
She's been
here.
raising her voice quite a bit. I don't know.
She has.
Yeah.
I don't believe this for one bit. I think this is propaganda. As you know, we've got those bills going to where they want to make daylight saving times one time only.
Yeah.
There's people trying to say that, well, if they do that, it's bad for you because you'll be overweight from this. You won't be able to sleep. No, you get confused with the different times each year.
I wish they'd just set it and leave it alone. Yeah.
But they say that you'll get depressed and will become overweight if they make that for having more daylight. I look at it differently. People will be able to do more outside and be more, in my opinion. Because y'all think about that. During the winter, 5 o'clock, it's dark. You can't do anything outside. And you're more prone to eat more during the winter to keep warm.
What was the whole reason to do that?
Farming.
Okay, I thought it had to do with farming, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, everything here used to be built around that. And if you'll still notice in these small towns where you pull up and there ain't nothing open on a Thursday after lunch, that had to do with farming. All they gather crops and do this, all that was around that. Almost a thing of the past. There are still a few towns that still do a few things like that, but not many.
Yeah.
They roll up the streets on Thursday. Y'all know what I'm talking about. After lunch, you ain't getting nothing. We want to say thank you. Now, again, don't forget about the Lauren Pogue event going on in Martin.
Martin Day, that starts in the morning, 8 or 8:30, I think, but in the morning at 8.
And also, don't forget the Alley Cat Run downtown Meridian. That's a few of the things happening in our community. We want to say thank you.
Yes, thank y'all, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. It's going to be a beautiful weekend. Stay safe, and we'll see you back Monday, 8 a.m.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by our following partners: